From the front of
Falmouth Orthopedic Center, Central Maine Orthopedics, OA Centers for Orthopedics, all playing on the same team. Maine's top orthopedic practices have joined forces for more efficient and affordable orthopedic care. Introducing Spectrum Orthopedics.
Winter People Athletics creates custom athletic apparel, including team uniforms and spirit wear. They support team sports programs by offering a variety of clothing and other merchandise which can be personalized with team logos, player numbers and names, and various other options. They can also provide innovative custom screen printing and embroidered apparel to create fun and engaging fan and booster items to sell for your team fundraising efforts. Call Steve Haynes, athletic apparel consultant, at 207-869-6019 or online at winterpeople.com.
Our goal here at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise your program or group the most amount of money possible in the shortest amount of time, hassle-free.
Over the last 3 years, we've been able to raise over $10,000 every year, which has really allowed us to get the extra stuff the kids really need to run a successful program.
One of our biggest goals at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to really develop a relationship on the ground with the coaches, the community, and the boosters that are involved, and help bring them together and understand how important it is to fundraise.
All aboard MBR.org, the place to get all your high school and amateur sports news and information. MBR.org is in high gear with Maine high school winter sports. Go to MBR.org to chat about your favorite team. Find the latest articles, travel news, and cancellations. Or visit their all-new and very popular team pages. MBR.org has everything you want to know about high school and amateur sports in Maine. Coming in February, all the high school tournament action at your fingertips 24/7. It's high school sports heaven. All aboard MBR.org.
Full Court Press is on your team. Full Court Press is more than just a coffee shop. Some of their print services include color copies, black and white copies, posters, bindings, calendars, cards, business cards, and every door direct mail. They're located at 855 Main Street in Westbrook. Call them today at 207-464-0002 or request an estimate, place an order, and much more on their website at fullcourtpress.biz. That's fullcourtpress.biz. When you need a copy shop to bring the heat, it's time to hire Full Court Press.
From the front office staff to the medical technicians and the doctors, we're all playing on the same team. Discover Spectrum Healthcare Partners.
Welcome in. We are live at the Gawaiian Athletic Complex for the Spectrum Healthcare Partners Game of the Week on MBR.org. Matt Boutwell, Steve Flynn with you here. The cameraman, Tyler Dean, keeping us on the air. All set up and ready to go. Tent all Velcroed in. And, you know, Steve, it didn't look like it was going to be a windy day, but I feel like it's just as windy as it was the other day, but not a cold wind. It's just wind. It's like Chevrolet in the fall, perhaps.
And if we get any luck, we'll get that wind to die down right around the first pitch.
Right around.
We'll take that. We'll take that.
That ball carried the other day against Skowhegan.
Well,
and
wind's blowing straight in today. So
yes.
Any geese will need to get up and off the field because the ball's going to be kept inside the fence again today.
Yes, it was an interesting game the other day. Of course, Oxford Hills beat Skowhegan at 10-0 here on Thursday. Mount Ararat went into Edward Little and had a scoreless game up until the 5th inning, and then they broke it open late, and they upset the Edward Little Red Eddies. Edward Little's playoff woes continuing, and Mount Ararat continuing to win quarterfinal games in Northern A baseball.
It was one big inning for Oxford Hills that allowed them to advance past Skowhegan, and it was two back-to-back big innings for the Eagles of Mount Ararat, both in the 6th and 7th inning, able to play, a handful of runs and just create a wall too big for Edward Little to climb over, despite anything that Coach Jordan could pull out. And the fact is, you got to credit Mount Ararat. They got the work done. Maddie, this is a team that we've had a chance to see over the last several years. A lot of these names, Merrill, Lohr, we've heard them before. We saw these guys play when they were sophomores, and now they've got an opportunity here as they've gotten much older into their high school career to come back almost 2 years later to the day and see if they can create the same outcome.
We will take a break. We'll have more. 2 years ago today, these same two teams met. We'll talk about that. I guess it's like this day in history. It's Oxford Hills. It's Mount Ararat. It's the MPA Northern A regional semifinals for baseball here on MBR.org. It's the Spectrum Healthcare Partners Game of the Week. Don't go anywhere.
Falmouth Orthopedic Center, Central Maine Orthopedics, OA Centers for Orthopedics, all playing on the same team. Maine's top orthopedic practices have joined forces for more efficient and affordable orthopedic care. Introducing Spectrum Orthopedics.
Winter People Athletics creates custom athletic apparel, including team uniforms and spirit wear. They support team sports programs by offering a variety of clothing and other merchandise which can be personalized with team logos, player numbers, and names, and various other options. They can also provide innovative custom screen printing and embroidered apparel to create fun and engaging fan and booster items to sell for your team fundraising efforts. Call Steve Haynes, athletic apparel consultant, at 207-869-6019 or online at winterpeople.com.
Our goal here at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise your program or group the most amount of money possible in the shortest amount of time, hassle-free.
Over the last 3 years, we've been able to raise over $10,000 every year, which has really allowed us to get the extra stuff the kids really need to run a successful program.
One of our biggest goals at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to really develop a relationship on the ground with the coaches, the community, and the boosters that are involved, and help bring them together and understand how important it is to fundraise.
All aboard MBR.org, the place to get all your high school and amateur sports news and information. MBR.org is in high gear with Maine high school winter sports. Go to MBR.org to chat about your favorite team. Find the latest articles, travel news, and cancellations, or visit their all-new and very popular team pages. MBR.org has everything you want to know about high school and amateur sports in Maine. Coming in February, all the high school tournament action at your fingertips 24/7. It's high school sports heaven. All aboard MBR.org.
It's Oxford Hills and Mount Ararat baseball here on Maine's Big Z 92.7 CMCC Game of the Week. On the video side of things, which you can find on MBR's Facebook page, just look for MBR Maine there. Video stream is there. It's the Spectrum Healthcare Partners Game of the Week. We are live in the Spectrum Healthcare Partners broadcast booth at the Gwine Athletic Complex. Matt Boutwell, Steve Flynn with you here. Of course, you can listen to this game as well on Sports Time 780, in case you need to do that. 2 years ago today, these two teams played in a Northern A quarterfinal. And the Mount Ararat Eagles upset the Oxford Hills Vikings by a score of 4-2. The pitcher that day, sophomore Garrett Moody. Today, he starts at second base. He bats 6 for Mount Ararat.
Yeah, I mean,
weird how this works. 2 years goes by in a flash.
And the fact is that was a game that we first saw the starting pitcher for Oxford Hills today, Yannick Luxka. He was a freshman at the time and platooning a little bit for Coach Slicer, running the bases, trying to create some havoc. What this Oxford Hills Vikings team will do, you know, playing styles pretty much the same for both of these two teams. Very technical teams. They try to play good defense behind good pitching, and that's what they're going to need here today. Had an opportunity to see Hunter Lohr warm up here right in front of us. Some interesting pitching mechanics that will make timing a little bit of an issue for Mount Ararat. These two teams have met before. They met at the end of April. Oxford Hills able to come away with a 5-3 win, and able to talk to a couple of people that had a chance to see that game. There was a pass ball late in the game. Teams played much closer than a 5-3 game might suggest. It was really tied most of the game. And mistakes. We talk all the time, Maddie, about mistakes and the role that mistakes play. And certainly in the playoffs here, the mistake can cost you the whole season. It doesn't happen necessarily in the early weeks, right? We're always talking about overcoming the mistakes and sort of working through them. But the fact is, here it can just be extremely detrimental.
Lineups getting done right now. Captains are out there. Umpires are out there. We'll take a break. There'll be a national anthem. We'll come back with first pitch. It's Oxford Hills, Mount Ararat. It's the Northern A Regional Semifinals. The winner will battle either Bangor or Lewiston on Tuesday. You're listening to the CMCC Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z 92.7. If you're watching on that video stream, it's the Spectrum Healthcare Partners Game of the Week on MBR.org. We'll be back.
From the front office staff to the medical technicians and the doctors, playing on the same team. Discover Spectrum Healthcare Partners and the power of integrated specialty care.
Our goal here at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise your program or group the most amount of money possible in the shortest amount of time, hassle-free.
Over the last 3 years, we've been able to raise over $10,000 every year, which has really allowed us to get the extra stuff the kids really need to run a successful program.
One of our biggest goals at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to really develop a relationship on the ground with the coaches, the community, and the boosters that are involved, and help bring them together and understand how important it is to fundraise.
We're home for MBR Radio's B-List from the Spectrum Healthcare Partners Studios. Of course, Coach Wing is over across the way over at the softball field. He is taking care of the Oxford Hills game over there. Oxford Hills girls in action against Hamden Academy. So all sorts of things going on over there. Hamden Academy pulling off the big upset over Lewiston. Lewiston almost came back and won that with 7 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning.
8-0, 8-4, 8-7, chipped on back. Got to be happy if you're Coach Childs with the way that your team responded, but coming up a little bit short now. Hamden has their hands full against Oxford Hills. The Gwine Athletic Complex, a busy, busy place today. Got a couple of ball games, got a graduation coming up tonight, project graduation over at the high school, so a busy, busy time for the town, the teams. But right now, it's all about baseball.
Yannick Luxka is on the mound for the Oxford Hills Vikings. Chickering, Pruitt, Bean, and Kennison going from left to right throughout the diamond. Then Labossiere, Slicer, and Dietrich in right field. Williamson is behind the plate. Up to the dish steps Lohr. We're about to get underway here on Maine's Big Z 92.7 and MBR.org. Luxka's first pitch, high, 1-0. Beautiful day for baseball here at the Gwine Athletic Complex. Beautiful day for everything. Graduation here, as Steve mentioned earlier, that's going to be happening on the football field tonight, 7 o'clock. That pitch is going to be hit to short, thrown across the diamond, and Kenniston will put that one into the glove, and there's one away. Nice play there by Pruitt at short.
Well, you figure, you know, right away the big defensive change here is the fact that Luska is on the bump. He's not at shortstop. A very, very good athlete is he. And Johnny Pruitt having to fill his shoes over in the hole at short. Nice job there, getting some of the cobwebs out early, first play of the game.
First pitch is going to be fouled into the crowd right in front of us. I love people that they cannot judge it. They're just walking in, and it's like they're surprised at the ball. It's coming right at them. Always tremendous.
There's either somebody overjudging it
or underjudging it.
Yeah, or just somebody completely ignorant of it.
And it's about to hit them in the head.
Yeah.
Nick Merrill fouled that one off. 0-1, 1 out, top of the first. Guess that means I should update the scoreboard. That pitch is a ball, 1-1. Luska winds and deals. That's going to be lined up the middle for a base hit. Fielded in center field by Slicer, and Mount Ararat has a runner on with 1 out here in the top of the first.
Nice piece of hitting that time by Merrill. Got a good fastball that he could hit, drove it right back through the box and up the middle. Merrill, a kid that's going to have an opportunity to play at the next level. Looking to go and play at Bowdoin College next year.
It's a good level to play at.
Yeah. Great education and a great baseball system there in Brunswick.
Up to the dish steps Austin Damon, the first baseman, batting right-handed. Off-speed pitch from Luxka is a ball, 1-0. Something about Mount Ararat, they do what they do all year long, and then they get it together for the playoffs. Of course, they fell to Bangor last year in the regional final. That pitch is swung and a missed, 1-1. Oh.
Little general housekeeping here, just so we can continue to bring you the game safely. Yay. Okay.
We're good. We're good. For the moment, we're good. 1-1 pitch is going to be hammered into center field. Slicer underneath it in the gap, catches it, and there's 2 away. He really held back on that pitch, Steve. That was a good piece of hitting there by Damon.
Well, it was an off-speed pitch, and he did the right thing. Landed the front foot, but able to keep his hands back, then throw his hands at it late. Still got a good piece of the bat on it. Slicer didn't have to go too far to collect it in center.
2 out now for Cam Grant, the third baseman, batting right-handed. Throw to first. Back safely is Merrill. Kennison had some good picks at first the other day. I always think that's so important at the high school level. Have somebody over there that can hoover those things up.
Yeah, no doubt.
That pitch from Luxka is outside and high.
You don't want people throwing over to first to be worried about if they can get it there. Just get it in the general direction, and Kennison does a nice job scooping everything around him.
That usually starts with being the first baseman in Little League, throw over runner back, which is where I think is the true test of a first baseman. That's where the first basemen shake out, and it's usually the biggest guy because he's the biggest target.
We always talk about the tallest kids, the center in basketball. If you show up left-handed, you're either going to pitch or you're going to play first.
That pitch is going to be grounded over to second. Bean in the hole, over to Kennison, and that will do it. 1 left, 1 hit. Mid-1, no score. Oxford Hills, Mount Ararat. We'll be back on the CMCC Game of the Week on 92.7 Maine's Big Z and the Spectrum Healthcare Partners Game of the Week on MBR.org.
From the front office staff to the medical technicians and the doctors, playing on the same team. Discover Spectrum Healthcare Partners and the power of integrated specialty care.
All aboard MBR.org, the place to get all your high school and amateur sports news and information. MBR.org is in high gear with Maine high school winter sports. Go to MBR.org to chat about your favorite team. Find the latest articles, travel news, and cancellations, or visit their all-new and very popular team pages. MBR.org has everything you want to know about high school and amateur sports in Maine. Coming in February, all the high school tournament action at your fingertips 24/7. It's high school sports heaven. All aboard MBR.org.
A lot less noise.
It's a lot less windy all of a sudden. It's a lot less windy all of a sudden. It's amazing. We don't have the tunnel anymore. We're fine.
Somehow that thing was creating more wind.
All I was thinking as I looked at that thing, I'm thinking of the Wyndham disaster that shall forever live in infamy. That's all I'm thinking of. And it literally it touched a cord and popped off. And the cord stayed. Everything stayed connected.
If that happens 100 times, 99 times, things are getting destroyed. Things are getting destroyed.
There is a disaster on the way.
Okay.
100%.
Crisis averted.
Those cement blocks did nothing to help us.
Yeah.
That's all right. Okay. We will get going here in the bottom of the first inning. Tyler's safe. The camera's safe. The Black Magic's safe. Right now, this game still very close. Oh, the only thing we lost is the ambient mic, but that is coming back right now. All right, we're good. On the mound is Hunter Lohr, and he steps up to the rubber, gets a sign. Here's that wild delivery. Pitches in there for a strike, 0-1. That is some mechanics, Steve.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a pause on the first step and then a really dramatic high leg kick and then another pause on the way down. So really tough to get timed up.
That pitch is inside, 1-1.
He's got good enough pace on his fastball and enough of a change on the breaking pitch that he's going to be able to keep Oxford Hills off balance.
1-1, low, 2-1. If you're Oxford Hills, this is what you want. You want to try and you kind of want to Yankee or Red Sox him right now. You want to grind him and make him throw pitches.
Well, the way I think about it is it looks like it takes a lot of energy out of him to do it. I mean, that's just generally the way that I think about it. So in my mind, I'm sort of make him do it a lot. Make him throw a lot of pitches. Make him go through that as much as possible.
Slicer waiting on the pitch. He steps out. Lohr steps off the rubber. Now he's ready. Full stirrups on this Mount Ararat team. Got to respect that. 2-1 pitch is going to be lined up the middle slowly. It's a seeing eye single for a base hit. And Slicer gets it done. Leadoff man on for the Vikings here in the bottom of the first.
We talked about the importance of getting the leadoff man on, especially for the Vikings against Skowhegan on Thursday. And it was a hit by pitch. Did Slicer get on early in that game? But they can do a whole lot of damage on the base pass. Bean had a couple of good sacrifice bunts. So look for Oxford Hills to try to get something started here.
Bean attempts at bunting and fouls it off. He had a couple of solid bunts the other day. You're 100% right on that. One was a good sacrifice, and the other one ended up being a...
Yeah, bunted three times. He had two sacrifice bunts and a bunt for a hit.
Yeah.
That time it looked like he was bunt for a hit. Showed it a little bit later.
That's the most bunting I've seen all year, honestly, in anything.
Done
so,
well. Done well.
Yeah. That pitch is going to be fouled over here and does not hit us. Also does not hit the wonderful, the Good Samaritans who took care of the tent for us so we could continue to broadcast this game.
The broken tent, by the way. I mean, that is something.
Throw over to first, runner back. It's never dull, is it? It's never dull.
Fantastic.
Lohr from the slide step, lined into center field for a base hit. A little bit different sometimes when you're not pitching from the windup, Steve, and it looks like it's a little bit different. It's way different for Lohr, and it seems like it's helping the Vikings right away early here. Runners on first and second.
Back-to-back base hits, and now Luke's is going to get an opportunity to help himself out. Had a couple of hits on Thursday, scored a couple of runs, drove a couple in. A real aggressive hitter at the plate. Lohr's going to have to be careful here.
Pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1.
Got to imagine Slicer's going to let Yannick swing away here. Nope. He's going to bunt.
He does bunt it right over to first, and he will get tagged there.
Oh, Matty, can I just tell you that not only did Yannick get the bunt down. But he was able to draw in the first baseman. He was able to draw in the first baseman. So there was a little bit of question of whether or not they actually got the tag on him. And the home plate umpire said he verified the tag, so no need for the appeal. But the fact that he got the bunt down and he got it towards the first baseman, he was able to draw Damon in from first. That's exactly what you want to do with guys on first and second. And now Kennison's got an opportunity with a couple of ducks on the pond.
Pitch, low, 1-0.
Kennison, a kid that can really swing it. A couple of nice hit balls on Thursday.
Pitch is in there for a strike, 0-2. Or excuse me, 1-1. Evens up. Lower steps off. That pitch is fouled away.
Just missed it. Fouled it straight back. This is an Oxford Hills team that plays with a certain level of nastiness to it. And I'll tell you, they can sense the fact that scratching these runs across will help Luska out.
Bottom of the first, no score. Until now, that hit is way out there to left field. Slicer will get in from first base and score. And it's 1-0. Oxford Hills here in the bottom of the first on a deep sacrifice fly by Kennison.
Driven the other way that time by Kennison. Got a great piece of the bat on it, and Brennan really had to track backwards to collect it. Plenty deep enough to allow Slicer to tag from third base. However, Bean did not advance from second.
Up to the dish now is Labossiere. It's a ball, 1-0. 2 outs. Runner on second is Bean, still in scoring position, 1-0 Oxford Hills. Count is now even at 1-1. Pitch, fouled away. 1-2 now with 2 outs. Lore's pitch is hit into left field. Underneath it is Brennan. Oh, there's a collision, and it looks like Brennan still caught it, but he is definitely
I think it might have
worse for wear.
Merrill that caught it. No,
Merrill did catch it.
Those are smaller points here. Let's make sure he's okay.
That was quite the disaster right there. We'll take a break. Hopefully he's okay. We'll come back. End of the first inning, 1-0 Oxford Hills. We'll be right back here on Maine's Big Z 92.7 and MBR.org.
Our goal here at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise your program or group the most amount of money possible in the shortest amount of time, hassle-free.
Over the last 3 years, we've been able to raise over $10,000 every year, which has really allowed us to get the extra stuff the kids really need to run a successful program.
One of our biggest goals at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to really develop a relationship on the ground with the coaches, the community, and the boosters that are involved, and help bring them together and understand how important it is to fundraise.
All aboard MBR.org, the place to get all your high school and amateur sports news and information. MBR.org is in high gear with Maine high school winter sports. Go to MBR.org to chat about your favorite team. Find the latest articles, travel news, and cancellations, or visit their all-new and very popular team pages. MBR.org has everything you want to know about high school and amateur sports in Maine. Coming in February, all the high school tournament action at your fingertips 24/7. It's high school sports heaven. All aboard MBR.org.
We're back at the top of the second. It is 1-0 Oxford Hills with the lead over Mount Ararat. Due up for the Eagles will be Brennan, then Moody, and then Caleb Hawks. Everybody's okay. Everybody walked off under their own power. Everybody's good.
Everybody was good. Everybody was good. A little bit shaken.
A little sore tomorrow, probably. Pitch from Lukska. Outside, ball one.
So, you know, it's one of those plays where you've got an outfielder and an infielder vying for the same baseball, and you know, something that I have long thought about.
As that pitch is going to be grounded to short. Across the diamond is Pruitt. Keniston hops up and gets it and just got his toe down. And there's one away.
You get a short, so each player on the field has a number. In the scorebook, you have a number. This is the way that we can think about it. And baseball players will know what these numbers are, but inherently the outfielders have a higher number than the infielders. Rather than saying mine, 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 or I got it, like if you and I are both saying I got it, how can we differentiate who has priority? I think if you call out your number, in that case, you've got an outfielder that can really call off an infielder.
That pitch is going to be popped in to short right. Bean will pop underneath that, and there's two away just like that as Devin Tobin, who's hitting for Moody, popped out. Up to the dish now is the right fielder Caleb Hawks. By the way, I like the way Caleb spells his first name. Totally different than any other way I've seen Caleb spelled.
Yeah, someone went out of their way to spell it a little different there.
Well done. Well done. First pitch is a ball, 1-0.
Different and not common. You know what I mean? Like
right.
It's not the, you might see both.
Correct. But not all.
No.
That pitch is outside, 2-0. Winner of this one will take on the winner of Bangor and Lewiston. They will be playing this afternoon at 4. You'll be able to hear that up on 92.9 The Ticket.
Boy, that should be a heck of a game up there.
Really should be. That Lewiston team is coming together at the right time. That pitch is going to be fouled right in front of us. Count evens at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the second inning, 1-0 Oxford Hills. That pitch bounces in there. That was the 45-foot curveball special, as Steve likes to call it.
Williamson did a nice job stopping it. He is a very stellar defensive catcher behind the dish. That gives Yannick the ability to throw anything whenever he wants.
That is going to be grounded, and a nice stab over at third by Chickering across the diamond to Keniston. You should probably send that over to ESPN because that was as pretty of a play as you will see. We're midway through 2, 1-0 Oxford Hills. It's the CMCC Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z 92.7, Sports Time Maine AM 780, and the Spectrum Healthcare Partners Game of the Week video stream at MBR.org. We'll be right back.
Full Court Press is on your team. Full Court Press is more than just a copy shop. Some of their print services include color copies, black and white copies, posters, bindings, calendars, cards, business cards, and every door direct mail. They're located at 855 Main Street in Westbrook. Call them today at 207-464-0002 or request an estimate, place an order, and much more on their website at fullcourtpress.biz. That's fullcourtpress.biz. When you need a copy shop to bring the heat, it's time to hire Full Court Press.
Our goal here at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise your program or group the most amount of money possible in the shortest amount of time, hassle-free.
Over the last 3 years, we've been able to raise over $10,000 every year, which has really allowed us to get the extra stuff the kids really need to run a successful program.
One of our biggest goals at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to really develop a relationship on the ground with the coaches, the community, and the boosters that are involved, and help bring them together and understand how important it is to fundraise.
Welcome back. Oxford Hills up 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. Hunter Lohr kicks and delivers the 0-1 pitch. It's now 1-1. Chickering up at the dish. Of course, as always, Guy makes solid defensive play. Guy gets up to the dish to lead off the next inning. He pops it up. Into center, it is caught there by Lopez, and there's one away.
Got way under it, did Chickering that time, and really the first time we've seen Lohr start somebody off with a breaking pitch. And the first fastball that Chickering saw, just a little bit late, little under it, and popped out. So important to get that leadoff guy out of the way if you're Mount Ararat.
Will Dietrich is being designated hit for by Troy Johnson. So that means Johnson is up at the dish, batting right-handed. 1-0 pitch to him. Now 2-0 as that one's outside. Two-0 pitch. High 3-0.
Neither pitcher taking too much time in between pitches, both working pretty quick.
.30 is in there for a strike, 3-1.
Yeah, it's following the strategy. I mean, really, they're making Hunter work a little bit each at bat. Outside of Chickering's at bat, they've been able to work the counts.
3-1, fouled away into the parking lot. And someone is about to realize why they could have had front row parking so late in the game.
All those happy people that showed up late and got the parking up front.
Yes. They did not put plywood over their windshields, however. Nope. That was not done. 3-2. It's going to be chopped back to the pitcher, and Lohr is going to run it over there himself. There's one away. Leave nothing to chance in that situation.
Yeah. Can't say I write you won in my scorebook a whole lot. Seriously. Wow. Okay.
Wyatt Williamson, the catcher, steps in, waits for Lohr, pitches in there for a strike, 0-1. Now, is there anything in his windup that could potentially be a balk because there's so many moving parts?
No, he's not deceiving anyone that he's moving in the direction of home plate.
That pitch is off speed. Williamson out in front of it, 0-2.
It's a matter of once you start your direction towards home plate, you've got to continue your momentum that way.
And he's constantly sliding forward. That pitch is outside, 1-2.
You get into some other wonky ones like, you know, if you start with your hand in the glove, you're not supposed to be able to take your hand out of the glove without the ball. That was something that Clemens did every time he got on the mound. If you do it consistently, you'll get away with it, no problem.
That pitch is fouled away. Count remains 1-2.
Part of the regular routine. Otherwise, you know, the coach asks about it, you will get commenting about it. But as far as Lohr goes, clean as a whistle. Just a whole lot to look at.
Lohr winds, kicks, and fires. That'll be grounded in and down the third baseline past the Oxford Hills dugout.
Just a matter of getting the timing right on that fastball. Picking out a good one to hit.
That pitch is going to be grounded back to the pitcher, Lohr. He takes care of that. 1, 2, 3 go the Vikings. We're through 2. 1-0 Oxford Hills. CMCC Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z 92.7 and the Spectrum Healthcare Partners video stream Game of the Week on MBR.org. We'll be right back.
All aboard MBR.org, the place to get all your high school and amateur sports news and information. MBR.org is in high gear with Maine high school winter sports. Go to MBR.org to chat about your favorite team. Find the latest articles, travel news, and cancellations, or visit their all-new and very popular team pages. MBR.org has everything you want to know about high school and amateur sports in Maine. Coming in February, all the high school tournament action at your fingertips 24/7. It's high school sports heaven. All aboard MBR.org.
Winter People Athletics creates custom athletic apparel, including team uniforms and spirit wear. They support team sports programs by offering a variety of clothing and other merchandise which can be personalized with team logos, player numbers, and names, and various other options. They can also provide innovative custom screen printing and embroidered apparel to create fun and engaging fan and booster items to sell for your team fundraising efforts. Call Steve Haynes, Athletic Apparel Consultant, at 207-869-6019 or online at winterpeople.com.
Top of the third, 1-0 Oxford Hills on a beautifully windy day. Pitch is popped up over here, first base side. Kennison tracking it down, and there's one away.
Boy,
just that simple.
You didn't have to go very far for it. You know, these Oxford Hills players are used to playing with this wind here at the Gwine Athletic Complex, and Kennison that time just kind of drifted underneath the ball. Didn't try to settle his feet or anything, just kind of went with where the ball took him. Collected it in easy. Not an easy play, but he made it look easy.
That was Leslie who popped out. Up to the dish now is Dakota Lopez, the center fielder. First pitch is fouled away, 0-1. Pitch. High, 1-1. Is going to be grounded down third base line, just foul. Good crowd here, Steve.
Excellent
all the way down
crowd.
The lines.
Yeah, a lot of people traveled up here. A good showing for Mount Ararat. Always a good showing here for Oxford Hills. Don't have to go far to take in the softball at all.
Nope. And you can go back and forth in between the games. And that's going to be a strike, strike 3. A very, very quick and distinct call by the home plate umpire, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, I think Lopez thought that one might have been up, but I'll tell you what, you get 2 strikes, you've got to be aggressive at the plate. He was aggressive in every other pitch of the at-bat except for the last one, the one that cost him. Back to the top of the lineup here for Mount Ararat.
And that's first pitch swinging there for Lore. 3 up, 3 down for the Eagles. We are through 2.5. 1-0 Oxford Hills. We'll be back on the CMCC Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z 927 and the Spectrum Healthcare Partners video stream Game of the Week on MBR.org.
Our goal here at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise your program or group the most amount of money possible in the shortest amount of time, hassle-free.
Over the last 3 years, we've been able to raise over $10,000 every year, which has really allowed us to get the extra stuff the kids really need to run a successful program.
One of our biggest goals at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to really develop a relationship on the ground with the coaches, the community, and the boosters that are involved, and help bring them together and understand how important it is to fundraise.
From the front office staff to the medical technicians and the doctors, we're all playing on the same team. Discover Spectrum Healthcare Partners and the power of integrated specialty care.
We are in the bottom of the third here at the Gwine Athletic Complex. Oxford Hills, Mount Ararat baseball. Matt Boutwell, Steve Flynn with you here high on top of the hill. Up to the dish come the Vikings. First pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1. It will be Pruitt, Slicer, and Bean. If you find yourself in an accident, call the law offices of Pruitt, Slicer, and Bean. Pitch is outside 1-1. I don't know if any of them are getting into law, but in case they do, keep that in mind.
Give them a call.
Give them a call.
At least ask.
1-1 pitch. Fouled away. 1-2. Right over to the lacrosse field. It is the CMCC Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z 92.7, the Sports Time Maine AM 780. The Spectrum Healthcare Partners Game of the Week on MBR.org. That's where you find the video stream. Pitch is grounded softly to short. Throw over. Nice play. There are 2 away. Nice play over there by Merrill and a good scoop by Damon to get Pruitt.
Not an easy play. Merrill playing fairly deep in the shortstop hole. Pruitt didn't square that one up too well. Merrill able to come through it, make the nice play transition from the glove to the throwing hand, and still get a throw off in time to beat the speedy Pruitt.
So that means 1 out here for Oxford Hills as Slicer steps up to the dish, batting left-handed. He led the game off with a double and then scored the game's only run. Right now it is 1-0 Oxford Hills. They have not threatened since the first inning. I know it sounds like a long time, but it really isn't. It's only the third.
That's right. Cycles back quick.
1-1 now to Slicer. And we'll get a little mound visit here. This does not count against anything. So, in case you've been watching the big leagues this year and just wondering if that is involved with anything, it's not in this case.
Was the pitcher Hunter Lohr that actually called time. He wanted to speak to his catcher, Nate Leslie. They're on the same page now.
One from Lohr to Slicer is hammered into the gap and caught. Lopez runs it down, going to his left, and there's 2 away for the Vikings. Solid defense by Mount Ararat.
Boy, struck well that time. Slicer's first hit in the first inning, kind of a dribbler up the middle of the field. That time hit well into the right center gap, and Lopez got a good jump on it off the bat. I still have trouble from this elevated position reading the ball to the outfield. Seems like I always think it's deeper and hit further than it is.
Pitch to Bean is low, 1-0.
Credit to these guys for getting out during BP and taking enough, shagging enough fly balls so that they could get used to it.
1-0 pitch is high, 2-0. So far today, we've had a tent attack us, a pen.
Almost kill you, yeah.
The pen almost took us. The pen was actually almost more violent than the tent. Pitches a ball. 3-0. I guess this is why the boss was always like, make sure everybody signed up,
That's right.
Make sure
That's
everybody's
right.
an employee.
That's right. Make sure they sign that insurance waiver just in case.
3-0 pitch is not close, and Bean walks on 4 pitches. 2 outs. And up to the dish comes Lukska, again with a chance to help his own cause. Lohr will go to the slide step here. Bean runs down to second. Throw is not going to be nearly in time. Got a great jump. And Oxford Hills has a runner in scoring position with 2 out here in the bottom of the third, looking to extend and increase their 1-0 lead. Pitch from Lohr is going to be grounded back to Lohr, and he will field that and flip that over to first to Damon, and the threat is extinguished. Lukska not impressed that he didn't get the runner in. However, probably another opportunity down the road. That's what makes baseball so great. We're through 3. Oxford Hills 1, Mount Ararat, nothing. It's the Northern A Regional Semifinals on Maine's Big Z 92.7 with video stream at MBR.org. We'll be right back.
All aboard MBR.org, the place to get all your high school and amateur sports news and information. MBR.org is in high gear with Maine high school winter sports. Go to MBR.org to chat about your favorite team. Find the latest articles, travel news, and cancellations, or visit their all-new and very popular team pages. MBR.org has everything you want to know about high school and amateur sports in Maine. Coming in February, all the high school tournament action at your fingertips 24/7. It's high school sports heaven. All aboard MBR.org.
Winter People Athletics creates custom athletic apparel, including team uniforms and spirit wear. They support team sports programs by offering a variety of clothing and other merchandise which can be personalized with team logos, player numbers and names, and various other options. They can also provide innovative custom screen printing and embroidered apparel to create fun and engaging fan and booster items to sell for your team fundraising efforts. Call Steve Haynes, athletic apparel consultant, at 207-869-6019 or online at winterpeople.com.
Welcome back to the Gwine Athletic Complex. It is the Oxford Hills Vikings hosting the Mount Ararat Eagles. We are in the top of the fourth inning. Yannick Lukska will face Damon, Grant, and Brennan. First pitch from Lukska, a ball. Austin Damon flied out to center field in his first at bat. Mount Ararat looking to generate some offense, only one hit so far. 1-0 pitch swung on and fouled away. Evens it up now 1-1.
Hit a car on a bounce, not flush, however, so I think everything's okay.
We can call that predictable.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Completely. Completely.
The 1-1. Breaking pitch left up. Hitters count.
I like the dramatic pause for effect from the umpire, but I can understand why John Sterling gets frustrated with it when we're listening to the radio games.
You really want to know. 2-1 pitch is up again, now 3-1 to Damon. Damon, the first baseman for the Eagles. Lukska from the windup. Breaking pitch misses down. It'll be a walk. Lead-off walk. Never want to have that.
It's not what you want, as a wise Yankees manager would once say. It's not what you're looking for.
What we are desiring. Cam Grant now had a ground out to the second baseman in his first at-bat. He's the cleanup hitter for Mount Ararat. Can't imagine they're going to do a whole lot of bunting with him. Damon with an aggressive lead at first. Pitch is high. Oh, 20. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Nick Merrill was the leadoff walk. We're one off, and now we've got Austin Damon at the plate.
So all those great things that we said about Nick Merrill, we can just apply to about Damon. He just applies to Merrill.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So there, he just was a little bit early. It's not a big deal.
So Nick Merrill, your runner on first. Austin Damon now, the first baseman, is the third place hitter. Throw over to first to check on Merrill. He's in there safely. Merrill had a collision earlier with their left fielder. Came out of it okay.
That was a scary play.
Damon swung on and fouled away. 1-2 now to the third place hitter for the Eagles. Merrill was the only guy that's got a hit so far for Mount Ararat. Now he's been able to get on base a second time. Throw over to check on Merrill again late, but forcing him to dive back in. Chickering playing in at third for Oxford Hills. Pitch is down, ball 2. Evened up now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. None out here. We're in the top of the fourth. Oxford Hills ahead 1-0. Quick throw over, and no dice. Keeping him honest anyway. Been a few different throws over to first base, so he's varying enough of his checks and throwovers. He's keeping Merrill honest. Pitch is in there. Ground ball up the middle. It's going to be a base hit. Merrill was off with a pitch, but he can't go far. Ball was hit too well, right at Slicer in center field. So it'll be first and second with no outs. And now Cam Grant, the cleanup hitter, the big third baseman, will have an opportunity to move Merrill and Damon along.
This is how these things start. A couple runners on.
Oh, that leadoff walk, you know. Got to be careful.
Never typically ends well.
Bunting. Yannick able to pick it up, throw over to first to Bean, who's covering. Nice job by Luska, able to field his position that time, but hey, credit Cam Grant. That's the humbleness right there of Coach Chase. He's your cleanup hitter. That means he swings away? No. You ask him to lay that sacrifice bunt down and move these people over. And now Coach Slicer wants to have a talk with his team and what they're going to do defensively. Mount Ararat, a team that's very aggressive, Matty. They will force you to make the play. They're not afraid of the suicide or the safety squeeze. Coach Slicer's aware of that, so he wants to make sure everybody is on the same page here.
That is why Mount Ararat is such a tough matchup for Oxford Hills, because they both play similar styles. They both attack. They play an attacking style of baseball. When they have people on, they get people moving. It's completely different than what you're watching nowadays when you're watching the Red Sox take on the Astros or the Yankees do whatever. They're waiting to hit a home run ball. Not like that at this level. They're still using the bunt. They're still moving runners along. They're still playing like the '87 Cardinals, which to me is the way you keep kids active and involved in the game. Another thing to keep in mind as well, Lucia gets into too much trouble here. Colton Carson only threw, what, 45 pitches the other day? So he will be available for out of the pen, depending.
Up until this point, Luska had not thrown very many pitches, so you know he's got enough left in the tank if he can correct it. But you're worried about tying the game, and then that lead, that go-ahead run is on second. Pitch misses, 1-0 here to Kyle Brennan. Brennan, the left fielder, grounded out to Pruitt at short to start the second inning. Opportunity now to score a couple of runs for the Eagles. 1-0 pitch swung on, fouled away. Great play by Coach Chase in the third base box.
Lucia could use a big strikeout here or a pop-up, something that can keep the runners from advancing.
He's not missing consistently up or down, so he's having a little bit of trouble finding it. And with this wind, you want to try to make him drive it into the ground. Here's the 1-1. Curveball down. Williamson did a nice job behind the plate to block that.
Probably saved a run there with that play, because that's probably trickling all the way to the backstop. And I don't think that's going to be like a Chapman to Sanchez thing where it bounces right back. I think that's going to stay back there.
Was that lucky. Holy cow.
It helps your pitcher quite a bit when you know you can throw something back there and know your catcher can.
Full confidence in Williamson.
Save it.
Here's the 2-1 to Brennan. Ball in the dirt again. Williamson sliding out to his right-hand side to stop it. You know, and not only does that prevent the tying run to go across, but it prevents the go-ahead run from advancing another 90 feet. Critical. 3-1 pitch. Outside. And Brennan will walk to load the bases.
Just missed. Looked like it was up, maybe a little bit outside. You know, the reason I brought up Carson is you see in situations, and you see it all the time, for example, in the old, you know, like the one-game wild card playoff, for example. You know, for baseball, you know, there's not like a series here. You've got one game that you've got to win in high school. So things start to get out of whack quick. They can change it quick because they know there may be no tomorrow, and they can't save the pen for that.
Devin Tobin swings back to Janik, home for the first out and to first for the double play. 1, 2, 3 double play. Hey, that's the way you get into a jam and then get out of it right away. After 3.5 innings, Oxford Hills 1, Mount Ararat 0. You're listening to the CMCC Game of the Week on Maine 92.7 OXO.
From the front office staff to the medical technicians and the doctors, we're all playing on the same team. Discover Spectrum Healthcare Partners and the power of integrated specialty care.
Winter People Athletics creates custom athletic apparel, including team uniforms and spirit wear. They support team sports programs by offering a variety of clothing and other merchandise which can be personalized with team logos, player numbers and names, and various other options. They can also provide innovative custom screen printing and embroidered apparel to create fun and engaging fan and booster items to sell for your team fundraising efforts. Call Steve Haynes, athletic apparel consultant, at 207-869-6019 or online at winterpeople.com.
Welcome back. It's the CMCC Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z 92.7. Spectrum Healthcare Partners video stream Game of the Week on MBR.org. Over to Steve Flynn for the play-by-play.
Ashton Kennison, Hunter Labossiere, and Emery Chickering do up 4, 5, and 6 for Oxford Hills. Hunter Lohr is the pitcher for Ararat. First pitch fouled back, 0-1. Bottom of the fourth, and Luke's got able to get out of a bases-loaded jam with the traditional 1-2-3 double play. And now Oxford Hills looking to ride the momentum back into the bottom half of the fourth inning to see if they can't plate a couple of runs. That's the closest Mount Ararat has got to scratching anything across the board. Here's the 0-1 to Kennison. It's a ball in the dirt, now even 1-1. And on call, Mr. Boutwell, I do believe I see a young Colton Carson warming up in the bullpen for Oxford Hills.
Yeah, interesting.
Interesting.
Now, I do not know how that works and affects things for Tuesday, as that pitch is fouled away.
1-2. Yeah, I don't know how the rule. I mean, you got to think about that. You got to have somebody ready to go in the gun for Tuesday, and you got to imagine Carson's got to be their guy if it can line up. But you can't get to Tuesday without winning today.
Correct. So yeah, it's Shane Slicer, the Hall of Famer. Shane Slicer, by the way, has some decisions to make.
1-2 to Kennison, misses. Now 2-2. Nobody out here. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Beautiful, sunny, windy day. 2-2 pitch misses, down and away. So Kennison, after swinging at the first pitch, all the way back to a good full count here. Lohr doing a little bit of landscaping out there on the hill. Here's the full count offer. Swung on, hedging foul, and it'll be out of play.
And did not hit the three young ladies walking to the woods.
Close.
Which is good.
Seeing eyes for them.
Right. I was trying to follow them the entire way.
Yeah, just a couple of feet from them. Okay.
Okay, could we not do that, please? Thanks.
Full count again at Kennison. And misses inside. Lead-off walk here for the Vikings.
Exactly what you want here if you're an Oxford Hills fan.
Labossiere, the left fielder now. Right-handed hitter. He popped out to Merrill in that wild play when Merrill collided with Brennan. We're going to have a pinch runner here. It's going to be Watson Keegan pinch running for Ashton Kennison at first base. So Watson Keegan, now your pinch runner over at first. Right-handed Labossiere now stepping into the plate. Throw over to first, check on him. Safe. Keegan takes a lead at first. And time called at the plate just as Lohr getting ready to throw. He's a little bit frustrated. Coach Slicer wants to make sure that Keegan gets through all of the signs. Everybody's set to go. Throw over, it's got him. It's got him. It caught him off guard. I think he was just thinking about it a little too much, and Keegan took an extra half step, and it's the timing of the throw. It was right as he was taking that extra step that Lohr spun across and throw him and picked him off.
That was a perfect throw and a perfect tag.
Ooh, costly. Pitch now, a ball. Oh, a strike, a late strike. 0-2. Wow.
Yes. You gave it time there. That was good. Apparently the home plate umpire wants you to let it breathe for a second.
Down.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Fouled back now. 1-2.
I got to tell you, that's the first time it's ever been so windy that my windsock blew off the microphone.
Came right off the mic. Yeah, that's when it's really not doing its job.
That's when you're like, okay. That's the opposite of what you want to happen.
1-2 to Labossiere. Swung on, fouled away. Stays 1-2. Bottom of the 4th inning, Oxford Hills 1, Mount Ararat Eagles 0, and there is 1 down. Hunter and Leslie agree, and the offering. Fouled away again.
Whole bunch of kids going to be running around that parking lot in a few minutes.
Glass companies, auto body stores, feel free. Stop on by. There is work here. There is work here. 1-2 to Labossiere. Foul away again.
It's I have some friends that live down in the southern part of the state. You know, we talk here. We're always talking about, oh, it was a Florida car or something. They're always down there talking about the mild hail damage.
Yeah.
Here, someone's going to think it's mild hail damage. No, I was just hanging out at the baseball game.
Just went to the game.
Right.
Got a great parking spot.
Right.
1-2 fouled away again. Labossiere doing a nice job staying alive in this at bat.
I was just about to say, this is a heck of an at bat.
Started off probably asking him to bunt. I guarantee you that he had the bunt sign at one time or another when Keegan was over on first base, and now taking the bunt off, and he's swinging away, staying alive in this at bat.
We're taking a little extra time here to get set. Carson cranking it up in the bullpen.
1-2 fouled up and out of play again. 4 in a row. Nice job. Talked earlier about making Lord do the work from the mound when he's got that elbows and knees wind up. Certainly making him work on this at bat. Pitch hit foul. No, that's fair. Whew. Down the left field line. Boy, nobody moved at it like they were even interested in going to get it. That's what I was reading.
I was reading that too, Steve. It's funny, the way this wind is blowing, because it is blowing, it's kind of blowing directly at us. Like, the way we're standing, or the way we're sitting right now, we're on the lacrosse field. The lacrosse field is adjacent to the baseball field on the first base side, as I assume you're probably guessing by the camera angle if you're watching on MBR.org. So Mount Ararat will go to the mound here. So the way the wind is blowing, it's kind of blowing in our face a little bit. And I almost feel like that one kind of got caught and pushed back because it didn't stay up there long.
I had it,
but the way
off,
it looked like it sliced, no pun intended. You know, like typically the way it would in that situation. It didn't.
Yeah, it looked to me off the bat like it was going to hook off the side of the foul line, not even be close, but. And really, I was reading what Cam Grant was doing at third.
Yeah.
He wasn't even offering for it.
No, and the umpire, like, it wasn't like he was not trying to be there. It was like, oh, that's foul. And then it just stayed and didn't go anywhere. It just kind of duck snorted right and bang down into left field. Now that pickoff play looks even bigger. Imagine how that would be with runners on first and second right now, or first and third. Almost another pickoff there, and just back.
Chickering now, the hitter, flew out to center field. He'll hit with 1 out, and Hunter Labossiere, your runner at first. Labossiere's off with the pitch, and it's going to hit Chickering. So a free pass for Labossiere to second, and a free pass for Chickering down to first. We'll have first and second with 1 out for the designated hitter, Troy Johnson.
See what they do with Johnson here, see if maybe they start the runners. Lord, definitely a different pitcher when he's working from the stretch as opposed to the windup.
Got Wyatt Williamson behind Johnson. First pitch squares, offering to bunt, but taking it back, and it's a ball. 1-0 now to Johnson. Labossiere, your runner at second. Chickering, your runner at first. 1 down, bottom 4. Pitch to Johnson. Swung on, hit up the middle and through. Labossiere started back towards second, so he's only going to get to third. Chickering able to get to second, and Troy Johnson able to load the bases at first. It was a kind of, it wasn't hit that well, and Labossiere just didn't think it was going to get through.
It was hit well enough. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of a seeing eye flare, which you don't see a heck of a lot of. Usually the seeing eye singles are the ones that kind of roll through, but that one kind of hit just the right spot. And you can't, I don't think Labossiere would have been able to score from second there anyway, unless he was running with the pitch. So I don't think that costs him anything.
Williamson hit with the bases loaded.
They're going to go with the sacrifice.
Safe. It was a suicide. Labossiere came all the way down third, and now he's going to be tagged out.
You had base running error there, as yeah, that didn't work out the way they planned it.
So you have a suicide squeeze where the guy at third is just going to break right away with the pitch. He comes all the way down on the pitch. I don't know if there's a question about interference here at third base. Comes all the way down third base. The bunt does not get laid down, so that leaves the runner as a dead duck.
So they're going to put, that's going to make Chickering out.
Huh, interesting.
So there's still going to be an out here.
So it has to be with whoever got back to the base first, and we couldn't see what kind of hot stepping footwork they were doing over there. So Labossiere will be your runner at third. Chickering is out from second to third on a tag out by the catcher, and then Johnson didn't advance on the play. He's at first. So first and third, 2 down, bottom 4. Wyatt Williamson still at the dish. Swung on. That's going to be a base hit.
No, just foul.
Oh no! My God.
It's right there.
Come on.
Like it couldn't have been more than an inch foul. It couldn't have been more than an inch foul. The way it flared off. I think everything that we're looking at right now, everything's getting pushed our way. So we'll just add 6 inches to the right.
This way.
Basically. Yeah, 6 inches this way.
0-2 to Williamson. Here's the pitch. Hit up the middle, right at second base. Moody having trouble with it, and no good on the throw over to Merrillet's shirt. So Moody had trouble fielding it, couldn't give it over to Merrill cleanly. They can't finish off the inning. Wyatt Williamson gets the first, and Hunter Labossiere scores the second run. Oxford Hills 2, now Mount Ararat nothing. 2 down in the bottom of the 4th.
Moody had a chance at it, and I think, you know, trying to get it and get it into the glove, you're just trying to get it and kind of hand it over to the second baseman. That situation, it just could not get it into the glove. He had maybe a second to get it over there in time, and when he did, he pushed it off to the left, and that made it a heck of a lot more difficult to catch that. So
we're gonna have a pinch runner. Troy Johnson will come in. And I don't see a number. If you tell me a number, my friend, I can tell you a name.
I can tell you in just a second. I think it's 35.
35 would be Herd Duncan.
There you go. That's what it looks like to me. That was a good play there. You know, we're talking to, how about Williamson? Williamson had really good contact there. You know, especially, you know, the whole at bat started off with a little bit of a disaster there, and then he managed to almost get that I think would have scored 2, the flare down the right field line, but then he makes solid contact to second to force some action.
Pitch to Pruitt hits him. He's going to get a free pass 90 feet. That means that Duncan Hurd will advance to third. He'll be a runner over at third base. Wyatt Williamson will be the runner at second, and now Johnny Pruitt at first with the leadoff hitter Cam Slicer, who's got 1 hit today and scored a run, now up at the dish.
And had solid contact his second time as well. If he can get something down and not get it caught up in this jet stream, you could get a bases clearing deal here.
Pitch to Slicer, a strike, 0-1. See, I waited. 0-1 misses, 1-1.
So you could feel confident that that one was definitely low.
I could.
It's the borderline ones where we really have to wait and debate.
1-1 misses, now 2-1 to Slicer. Bases loaded here. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Oxford Hills leading 2-0. Here's the 2-1. Taken for a strike, now 2-2. Hurd at third, Williamson at second, and Pruitt at first. Laura and Leslie can't agree on what they want to offer to Slicer, so they'll call time and think about it again.
Big point in this game. Up by 2, or down by 2, and down by 3 or more is kind of a big difference.
Pitch is high, swung on, and fouled away. Boy, up at the chest level. Slicer still made a heck of a swing on it. Two and two here to Slicer, bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Misses. Full count now, 2 outs. Runners are going to be off with the pitch. There'll be movement on the base pass. Interesting to see Lure stay in the stretch. Here's the full count. And it's ball 4. Slicer's going to pick up an RBI. Oxford Hills is going to go up 3-0.
Mount Ararat does not have anyone throwing currently. But they are going to make a pitching change, it looks like. Interesting. We will take a break. We're in the bottom of the fourth, 3-0. Oxford Hills over Mount Ararat. 2 outs, and we will be back. Coming up here on Maine's Big Z 92.7 and MBR.org.
Winter People Athletics creates custom athletic apparel, including team uniforms and spirit wear. They support team sports programs by offering a variety of clothing and other merchandise which can be personalized with team logos, player numbers and names, and various other options. They can also provide innovative custom screen printing and embroidered apparel to create fun and engaging fan and booster items to sell for your team fundraising efforts. Call Steve Haynes, athletic apparel consultant, at 207-869-6019 or online at winterpeople.com.
From the front office staff to the medical technicians and the doctors, we're all playing on the same team. Discover Spectrum Healthcare Partners and the power of integrated specialty care.
Welcome back. CMCC Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z 92.7. Spectrum Healthcare Partners Game of the Week video stream at MBR.org. Oxford Hills up 3-0 on Mount Ararat with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth.
Caleb Hawks will be your new pitcher for Mount Ararat. The former pitcher Hunter Lord will go out to center field, and the new right fielder will be Dakota Lopez moving over from center. Brennan Lore Lopez left to right in the outfield. Hawks is your new pitcher. Bases loaded here. And the first pitch to Bean misses down. 1-0. Bean 1 for 1 today, has a hit and a walk. 1-0 in there for a strike, now 1-1. Williamson, bases loaded here. 1-1 in there for a strike. Williamson, your runner at third. Johnny Pruitt at second. Cam Slicer, the runner at first. 2 down here, bottom 4. Hawks comes to the set. Here's the 1-2. Breaking pitch swung on, grounded to Merrill at short. He'll scoop it up, make a play over at first, and thrown in the dirt. Gets by the first baseman, scores 1, scores 2. And Slicer's going to hold up on third, and Bean will advance to second. So, 5-0, Oxford Hills.
Man, Bean took the long way to get to second. He went all the way out almost to the end of the outfield dirt and then ran it over to second.
Tough play that time by Merrill. Ball wasn't hit that well, and Bean is a guy that's one of the faster guys on the Vikings. So now Luxka with an opportunity to add to this 5-run lead for the Vikings. 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch in there, strike 1. Speedy Bean at second and Slicer equally as speedy at third. 0-1 in there, strike 2.
Amazing how close we were to being out of the bottom of the 4th inning with it only being a 1-0 game, Steve. It just shows you the difference.
0-2 pitch swung on, chopped back to Hawks, the pitcher. He'll step and throw over to first, and that'll finish the inning. So after 4 full innings of play, Oxford Hills 5, Mount Ararat nothing. You're listening to Maine's Big Z 92.7 from the Spectrum Healthcare Partners booth, the MBR radio network.
From the front office staff to the medical technicians and the doctors, we're all playing on the same team. Discover Spectrum Healthcare Partners and the power of integrated specialty care.
All aboard MBR.org, the place to get all your high school and amateur sports news and information. MBR.org is in high gear with Maine high school winter sports. Go to MBR.org to chat about your favorite team. Find the latest articles, travel news, and cancellations. Or visit their all-new and very popular team pages. MBR.org has everything you want to know about high school and amateur sports in Maine. Coming in February, all the high school tournament action at your fingertips 24/7. It's high school sports heaven. All aboard MBR.org.
Welcome back. Oxford Hills, Mount Ararat. It is the Northern A Regional Semifinal here at the Gwinnett Athletic Complex. CMCC Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z 92.7. Spectrum Healthcare Partners video stream Game of the Week on MBR.org. Like MBR Sport on YouTube or like MBR Maine on Facebook, and you can watch the video in either place. Steve Flynn back on the play-by-play here in the top of the 5th, 5-0 Vikings.
Hawks, Leslie, and Lopez, 7, 8, and 9. It will be for the Eagles. And against Yannick Luxka in his 5th inning of work. First pitch swung on and missed. Strike 1. Hawks grounded out to third in his first at-bat. Heck of a play by Emery Chickering to end the 2nd inning. 0-1 swung on, fouled away, 0-2. Big 4-run inning in the bottom of the 4th for Oxford Hills. Launched them into a 5-0 lead here.
All those runs unearned because of the error at second.
0-2 swung on to the right side. Kennison will field it and flip it to Yannick covering first. No good. A little indecision. Kennison wasn't sure if he wanted to flip it over to Luxka. Luxka wasn't quite there yet, and that indecision, enough of it, allowed Hawks to trample all the way down to first base.
I wonder a little bit too if the toss was more like a whip, like a it was a little. You know, when you toss something to somebody and they're not expecting it, like
when it's that in-between distance, you're not overhand or underhand,
right.
Flip it or
right. And it was more like an underhand with an overhand motion, and I think that kind of threw that off a little bit.
We got a pinch hitter here. It's a pinch hitter for Nate Leslie. I'm not sure who it is. Oh no, it was a pinch runner for Hawks. That's what we had.
Yep.
This will be Nate Leslie. Will be a hitter. Swung on, first pitch. It's going to be in play. Someone's going to make a play on it. Nobody. Oh. Play to first. Wow. And he's going to get him out with a force. So pop up. Luxka doesn't know what to do. Not thinking that he can collect that ball. I mean, that's one of those communication things that we talked about in the last game. And that sort of the pitcher's the last guy to go get it. Yeah. Everybody thought Luxka was going to get it. He didn't. It dropped. But he still had enough time to get the pinch runner the force out at second.
Now, question, that ball hits and then rolls foul. Is that a foul ball?
It's a foul ball if it's touched in foul territory.
Because that ball almost went foul.
Yeah.
If he had let that go, it would have gone foul instead. Good play by him to get it over to second and still get the force out. So it ends up being almost like a failed bunt anyways, but definitely an adventurous way to get there.
Yeah, if it goes foul before it gets to first base, it would be, and touched in foul territory, it would be a foul ball. Boy, you just hate seeing those kind of plays. And if you use that stratification system that we talked about earlier, look, every other number on the field beats number 1, so that's the last guy that you want collecting it. So 1 down here. Dakota Lopez, now the hitter, struck out looking in his first at bat. First pitch, a strike. To Lopez. Swung on, hit towards second. Bean will tag second for the first out, no play at first. Didn't have an opportunity, wasn't hit hard enough for him to flip it over to Pruitt and try to turn that double play. Did the right thing by getting the lead runner.
Everything on that play was in between, and that's usually where a disaster happens in Maine high school baseball, because you get caught in between. Usually you're used to the ball that's hit right at you, and you can just get rid of it real quick to the base that you want to get it to. That situation, Bean had a couple of options. He managed to compose himself, get to second, get the lead runner, and Mount Ararat can't get past first here with 2 out in the top of the 5th.
Hunter Lohr swinging at the first pitch, foul. 0 for 2 today is Lohr. Started the day on the bump for Mount Ararat, then moved to center field. Had a ground out to short and a pop out to short. Lopez, the runner at first, taking a gracious lead. A tall kid with long legs. Man, he's got to be able to go fast. 0-1 to Hunter Lohr is high, now 1-1.
That was like an ephus pitch.
Yeah, he took a lot off of that breaking pitch. I've seen that. He's really taken a lot of arm velocity off of that breaking pitch. Luke Scannell with a 1-1. Swung on and missed, 1-2.
I don't see Carson warming up anymore.
Nope, he looks like he's pretty comfortable out there. You gotta wonder if not they're gonna go to Troy Johnson at all to wrap this one up. Luke Scannell with 1-2. Ball hit towards third. Chickering will cut it off. He'll go the easy way to second, get that final out. After 4.5 innings of play, Oxford Hills 5 at Mount Ararat 0. You're listening to Maine's Big Z High School Baseball.
Our goal here at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise your program or group the most amount of money possible in the shortest amount of time, hassle-free.
Over the last 3 years, we've been able to raise over $10,000 every year, which has really allowed us to get the extra stuff the kids really need to run a successful program.
One of our biggest goals at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to really develop a relationship on the ground with the coaches, the community, and the boosters that are involved, and help bring them together and understand how important it is to fundraise.
All aboard MBR.org, the place to get all your high school and amateur sports news and information. MBR.org is in high gear with Maine high school winter sports. Go to MBR.org to chat about your favorite team. Find the latest articles, travel news, and cancellations, or visit their all-new and very popular team pages. MBR.org has everything you want to know about high school and amateur sports in Maine. Coming in February, all the high school tournament action at your fingertips 24/7. It's high school sports heaven. All aboard MBR.org.
Welcome back. CMCC Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z 92.7. Spectrum Healthcare Partners Video Stream Game of the Week on MBR.org. Bottom of the 5th inning, Oxford Hills up 5-0 on Mount Ararat. I will let Steve Flynn take it from here as Kennison gets to the plate for the Vikings.
Bottom half of the 4th started off with Kennison, Lavoisier, and Chickering, and Lohr did not fare well. This time Caleb Hawks will face those same 3 guys. It'll be Kennison, Lavoisier, and Chickering here. 3, 4, 5, and 6 for the Vikings. First pitch swung on over to second. Moody collects it, and an easy 4-3 for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th for Mount Ararat.
Solid contact there, but Moody was able to field it and get it on over to first base for the out.
Lavoisier now, he's 1 for 2 and scored a run. First pitch in there, a strike.
Oxford Hills softball has won. They will move on to the regional final on Tuesday. That'll be played at Winslow, by the way. Winslow High School for softball.
0-1 misses down. Even now, here's the 1-1. In there, strike 2. They travel to Winslow, huh?
Yes. Yep.
They lose that home field advantage.
They do.
Here's the 1-2 to Labossiere. Swung on over to first base, and Damon collects it right at the bag. Doesn't have to go far. Steps on the bag, and 2 away here from Mount Ararat.
Heck of a play there by Damon to keep it in his glove while he was on the bag. And then he even went back and checked to make sure it was there.
One of those weird in-between hops, you know, and those are the ones that get away from you. Fans from Boston have eerie memories of a ball that was hit just like that. So now Chickering. Swung on. I'm going to wait till it completely lands out of play. Foul. Foul. That one was foul. It looked foul off the bat, and it stayed foul. So
but it got a lot closer to us than I think than it should have, is really what it boils down to.
Swung on, hit deep into center. Lure got a bead on it, and he'll collect it for the final out. Through 5 innings of play, Oxford Hills 5, Mount Ararat 0. You're listening to Maine's Big Z 92.7, the Spectrum Healthcare Partners booth on the MBR radio network.
From the front office staff to the medical technicians and the doctors, we're all playing on the same team. Discover Spectrum Healthcare Partners and the power of integrated specialty care.
Winter People Athletics creates custom athletic apparel, including team uniforms and spirit wear. They support team sports programs by offering a variety of clothing and other merchandise which can be personalized with team logos, player numbers and names, and various other options. They can also provide innovative custom screen printing and embroidered apparel to create fun and engaging fan and booster items to sell for your team fundraising efforts. Call Steve Haynes, athletic apparel consultant, at 207-869-6019 or online at winterpeople.com.
CMCC Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z 92.7, Sports Time 780. Spectrum Healthcare Partners Game of the Week video stream-wise at MBR.org. Over to Steve Flynn now as Yannick Lukska stays on the mound for the Vikings.
2, 3, and 4, Merrill, Damon, and Grant. This is an important inning here for Mount Ararat. If they want to start chalking away at this 5-run deficit that they're looking at, it's going to be this part of the lineup that's going to have to get something started. 2, 3, and 4. Merrill is 1 for 1, had a single and a walk. Been active in the field, had that play where he collided with Brennan. And he's a heck of an athlete. So right away, Luke's going to start here in the top of the 6th. First pitch misses. 1-0. Pops straight up, silo ball. Williamson can't see it. Chickering can't see it. And it landed all the way to the ground.
Foul.
Second pop-up that we've seen inside of maybe 30 feet. And here's the thing, Matty. Nobody's going for it. Like,
right.
I want one guy to go for it. Just one of them's got to call it out and go get it. Williamson just couldn't find it. Tough play for the catcher, I'm going to say. I like to see the third baseman come in and try to get it. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, popped up into the outfield. Labossier's got to beat up. It'll be Slicer. Easy, easy out. Can of corn for Slicer in center. So 1 away here, and that'll bring up Austin Damon.
I actually played for a coach who had made a potato gun out of the out of the pipe. And it was big enough that you could put a baseball in it, and he'd shoot the thing up in the air, and that's how you practice your pop-ups.
Hey, you got to find a repeatable way to do it.
Right.
First pitch to Damon misses. So I don't want to get too technical about it, but the fact is that silo ball, it's spinning backwards towards the plate. So on the path down, it actually travels backwards towards the plate. They can be tricky. 1-0 pitch swung on, fouled away, 1-1.
All the way off the umpire, I believe.
I didn't get the name of the umpires. I believe Chris Godding is the second base umpire, and I believe Barry Fuller is the home plate umpire.
Ah, okay.
Breaking pitch swung on, foul.
we both were like waiting. We're like, is that,
oh, I was locked in on that umpire. I'll tell you what. Wow, that looked more fair to me than the one that landed. So
amen.
1-2, hit to the right side and a seeing eye single right through. Just off the glove side of Bean, but a nice job of hitting that time, going where the pitch was, and Damon able to poke it out in the right field.
Don't see that as often nowadays.
Cam Grant now, the third baseman, will step to the dish for Mount Ararat. Damon not much of a lead at first. First pitch misses, 1-0 to Grant. Grounded out to Bean at second to end the first inning and also had a sacrifice bunt. 1-0's high, 2-0. Yannick not taking much time at all in between pitches. That pitch misses, now 3-0. Slow down, don't try to overcomplicate it here. You just want to stay in the zone. 3-0 pitch looked at the whole way, and for good reason, because it wasn't close. That'll be a free pass. So Grant will reach first, and Damon will be your runner at second. Williamson wants an opportunity to go out and have a discussion with Mr. Luxka. And we'll have a pinch runner. Is that number 13?
Number 12. Number 12 at first base, anyways.
And that is Cole Bryant. Cole with a C. One down here, top of the sixth. Oxford Hills leads 5-0. Men on first and second. First pitch to Brennan misses down. Brennan 0 for 1, had a ground out to short and walked. Luxka comes to the set, and the 1-0 misses, and 2-0. And he's missing in, he's missing down, he's missing up, he's missing out. He's consistently inconsistent.
Well, you wonder if at some point they get Carson rolling again to get this thing rolling out.
2-0 swung on, hit right back to Luxka. He goes to third. Chickering get that out. Throws to first. It's in the dirt. Gets by Kennison. There's no backup. So one run will score for Mount Ararat, and runners will advance to second and third. It was Damon that came all the way around from second base to score. Cam Grant advanced from first over to third, and then Brennan advanced to second on the error from Chickering. Oh, I can't call it an error because I can't assume the double play.
You cannot. I guess that was a fielder's choice.
That was.
And I guess the run didn't score there either.
No run.
No run. So the force at third happened, so now you got runners on second and third with 2 out. I think that's what we got going on here, yeah. And that's a ball 1-0. I think we're caught up. Yeah, it was strange because the runner at third was still running into home. Like after they were out. And you're like, really? Why are you directing traffic?
Ground ball to short, Pruitt over to first, and that'll end the top half of the sixth. So after 5.5 innings of play, Oxford Hills 5. Mount Ararat has nothing. 5-0.
We're just stressing that because we want to make sure.
5-0. You're listening on Maine's Big Z.
Full Court Press is on your team. Full Court Press is more than just a copy shop. Some of their print services include color copies, black and white copies, posters, bindings, calendars, cards, business cards, and every door direct mail. They're located at 855 Main Street in Westbrook. Call them today at 207-464-0002 or request an estimate, place an order, and much more on their website at fullcourtpress.biz. That's fullcourtpress.biz. When you need a copy shop to bring the heat, it's time to hire Full Court Press.
Welcome back. The Spectrum Healthcare Partners Game of the Week on MBR.org. Video stream game on the Facebook page, MBR Maine. Also on the YouTube channel. Just look for MBR Sport. CMCC Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z 92.7. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Oxford Hills leading Mount Ararat 5-0 in the Northern A Regional Semifinal. Winner will take on either Bangor or Lewiston on Tuesday up in Augusta, up at Morton Field. We hand it over to Steve Flynn for the bottom of the 6th inning here as Oxford Hills do up.
7, 8, and 9 for Oxford Hills. It'll be Johnson, Williamson, and Pruitt. Johnson steps in. He's 1-for-2, has a single, scored a run. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Oxford Hills leads 5-0. Caleb Hawks still on the mound. And the first pitch in there, first strike. Not far from the rubber, ready to offer again. Second pitch, swung, fouled back. 0-2. Hunter Lohr, Yannick Luzka, Caleb Hawks, they've all just stayed right close to that pitching rubber, and they're dealing. Here's the 0-2, sidearm throw, grounded to Moody over at second. He'll collect it, and over to first for the out. Kind of a defensive swing that time, down 2 strikes from Johnson, but still able to put it in play. Now Wyatt Williamson, 0-for-2, reached on an error and grounded out to the pitcher. He scored a run. Been great behind the plate. First pitch is a strike. Bottom 6, Oxford Hills 5, Mount Ararat nothing. 0-1 pitch swung on, fouled away. And Hawks is not wasting any time throwing strikes.
No.
He's right there.
The anti-Dice K, I would say, in this situation.
0-2 swung on, grounded to Merrill over at short. He'll collect it on the run, throws on the run. Nice play. Nice play over to first to get him.
You don't see a lot of that at this level. That was well done, and the throw was in the air. It didn't get caught on a bounce or anything like that.
Not a lot of coaches want to teach that throw on the run. Sometimes you'll allow the kid to set his feet, kind of point his shoulder and make a good hard throw over there. Merrill, plenty athletic enough to throw on the run. Johnny Pruitt now, first pitch swinging. He'll ground over to third. Grant collects it, up with the throw in the dirt, but dug out for the final out in the 6th inning. So after 6 complete, Oxford Hills 5, Mount Ararat nothing. You're listening to the CMCC High School Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z.
Falmouth Orthopedic Center. Central Maine Orthopedics. OA Centers for Orthopedics. All playing on the same team. Maine's top orthopedic practices have joined forces for more efficient and affordable orthopedic care. Introducing Spectrum Orthopedics.
All aboard MBR.org, the place to get all your high school and amateur sports news and information. MBR.org is in high gear with Maine High School winter sports. Go to MBR.org to chat about your favorite team. Find the latest articles, travel news, and cancellations. Or visit their all-new and very popular team pages. MBR.org has everything you want to know about high school and amateur sports in Maine. Coming in February, all the high school tournament action at your fingertips 24/7. It's high school sports heaven. All aboard MBR.org.
Top 7, here we go. 7, 8, 9 for Mount Ararat. Yannick Lutzka still on the bump, and it'll be Caleb Hawks. First pitch is in there for a strike. It's 5-0 Oxford Hills. And looking to advance here to play the winner of Bangor and Lewiston. That game will be at 4 o'clock tonight up in Mansfield. 0-1 pitch, misses away, 1-1. Comfortable 5-run lead here, bolstered by a 4-run bottom of the 4th. 1-1 inside. Hawks spinning away. Now 2-1.
Almost worried and hoping there that Hawks maybe leans into it a little.
Yeah, any way you can, right?
Right.
Pitch is high. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Looks like he can finish this off. This would be big for that that Oxford Hills bullpen.
Benefits from having a nice low pitch count early.
Mm-hmm.
Pitch swung on, hit up the middle, just out of the reach of Bean. Boy, he tried to dive for it, but couldn't get to it, so Hawks will reach with a single.
I think if he had that to do over again, he wouldn't dive. He'd try to field it right there because he almost overdove it.
We saw him make a heck of a play to his backhand side against Skowhegan. I mean, he's a guy that does very well fundamentally over there at second base. Hawks not a threat to steal. Not that you're going to steal down 5 anyway. Nate Leslie, the catcher, 0 for 2. First pitch misses, 1-0 to Leslie.
Just about every time Luke's has gotten in trouble today, Mount Ararat has grounded one back to him. So, see if that holds true here.
1-0 is up, 2 balls, no strikes. Not really checking much on Hawks over at first. Concerned about the guy at the dish. Quick throw over, as I say that.
I don't know if I'd throw over there just because of the risk of having it go back over.
Oh, that's just it. And he's not. That's not a B move, you know. That's a quick move by Luska.
Yeah. I mean, you might want to let him know that you're over there, but let him know you're thinking about him, but don't send him a card or anything.
Yeah,
you know?
No kidding. Here's the 2-1. Swung on to second base and into right field. Dietrich will pick it up. He'll hit the cutoff man and keep everybody where they need to be. So runners on first and second now for the 9th place hitter, Dakota Lopez. Back-to-back innings here, innings 6 and 7, the same magical innings that bolstered their win over Edward Little. Now Mount Ararat trying to pick up some momentum. Williamson going to go out and have a little bit of a chat with his pitcher. I've only got him for 2 hits coming into this inning, and they're back-to-back hits. So Mount Ararat sensing the need.
I feel the need for speed. Somebody's alarm's going off. No one cares to deal with that.
Hopefully not Coach Wing.
No, hopefully not.
First pitch in there to Lopez, a strike. We've got none out here. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Oxford Hills leads 5-0 over Mount Ararat. Men on first and second. And here's the 0-1. Boy, he liked it, but he couldn't pull the trigger. 0-2 now. Credit Lukska for getting back up on the hill and throwing strikes. The most important thing right here, you're not trying to fool anyone or overwork somebody, just throw strikes. 0-2 pitch down. Good breaking pitch, missed off the plate. Close enough to make Lopez want to go get it, but he didn't. Trying to get their first out here in the top of the 7th. Here's the 1-2. Pitch is fouled away. Wind dying down a little bit here. Seems like since the clouds moved in some.
Very strange.
Yeah.
It's gotten very calm here all of a sudden.
1-2 again to Lopez. Pitch misses, now evens it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second base is Caleb Hawks. Runner at first base is Nate Leslie. Pitcher-catcher combination. Here's the 2-2 offering. Swung on to the right side, and it's going to be close, and just foul.
I think if that's Thursday, that stays fair.
Yeah.
Today, no.
Yeah, he hit, yeah, because it started in fair territory. Just a long strike for Lopez. Still 2-2 is the count. Trailing by 5 here in the top of the 7th. Seeing if they can try to put something together. Lushka to the set and fires. Pitch grounded towards first. Kennison cuts it off, goes to second, gets the early force out. Nice play by Kennison. An awkward play. The lefty Kennison kind of took him towards the middle of the infield. The only play that he had, given the momentum that he was going, was to get that force out at second base. Get it out any way you can, and he did that.
Yet another one of those kind of awkward in-between situations that you don't see. You know, it usually happens a couple times a game. It seems like every time Oxford Hills has to field the ball, and Mount Ararat has to field the ball. It's in kind of this in-between situation, and that was a situation there with Keniston. You know, if he doesn't make that throw accurately, people are wondering why he's not just taking the out at first. So used his momentum, threw it over to second, and got it just in time.
So that wasn't Lopez that hit. It was a pinch hitter. We don't get that information. Lopez is now in as the pinch runner. So he got it to he's at first base.
He's at first, so it's like he was there, right?
Men on first and third, 1 down, top of the 7th. Yeah, your hitter is the leadoff hitter, Hunter Lohr, 0 for 3 today. Luchka comes to the set and offers. Pitch is lined out to left, right at Labossiere. He's going to catch it. Tagging from third, and will make it easily. And Hawks able to score for Mount Ararat. So they are able to break apart the 0. And with a sac fly, Hunter Lohr brings the Eagles within 4 runs. Oxford Hills still ahead 5-1.
2 outs though, so if you're Oxford Hills, that's what you're concerned about here. With a 5-run lead, you can give up the shutout.
Now Nick Merrill, who's 1 for 2. He'll hit with a man on first. First pitch to him. Taken, it's a ball. The speedy Lopez on first. 2 down here, top 7. Luchka comes to the set. Here's the 1-0. Line to first, and by Kennison, it's fair. Well in fair. Lopez is going to round second. He'll go to third. Easily, Merrill saw Dietrich kind of mishandle the ball, and he'll advance over to second.
All sorts of action here for Mount Ararat, down 5.
Looked like Dietrich just couldn't pick it up cleanly out of the grass. So that'll put a couple of guys in scoring position for Mount Ararat. And now Austin Damon will step in. Lushka's going to pitch from the windup with 2 outs. First pitch to Damon misses high. Damon flew out to center in his first at-bat, had a single in his second at-bat, had a single, and didn't score a run in the 6th. Here's the 1-0 to him. Strike. Even now, 1-1.
You know Luchka wants to finish this off.
Of course
badly.
he does. Merrill, the runner at second. Lopez, the runner at third. Again from the windup. Breaking ball from the junior. Hit to Pruitt in the hole, and it's going to get through. 1 run's going to score. Merrill is going to run all the way in from second. And we got us a 2-run game there with 2 down. Base hit from Austin Damon.
Mount Ararat, much like that old horror movie, The Thing That Wouldn't Die, continues to hang around.
Well, you think about a couple of those runs that they were able to scratch across. You know, in that 4th inning was Oxford Hills, and they just had a little bit of trouble, you know, closing out that inning. So we're going to have a couple of changes here. Looks like we're going to get a new catcher. And Johnny Pruitt is going to go out to right field. I'm going to say that Will Dietrich is going to be the new pitch. Nope. He's going to go all the way into the dugout.
So there's all sorts of things happening here.
Maybe Wyatt Williamson is going to finish pitching. That would be the only reason I would think that he would come out and that somebody isn't. And that's just what's going to happen. So I believe that Wyatt Williamson will be your new pitcher, coming out from behind the dish, shedding the tools of ignorance.
Yes.
And Lukeska will go over to short.
So 5-3 now, Oxford Hills with a 2-run lead. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Mount Ararat not going away. We'll actually take a very quick break. Back in about 30 seconds on Maine's Big Z 92.7. We'll keep it here for the video stream as we let you watch Dietrich warm up. Excuse me, watch Williamson warm up. I want to thank our fine sponsor, Spectrum Healthcare Partners, Maine Athletic Fundraising, Winter People, Full Court Press as well. Of course, football season right around the corner. Don't miss out. Go to MBR.org to find out how you can be on these games in the fall.
Man, it feels like football season.
It does, doesn't it?
Willie looks like he's ready to go.
We are back on the radio.
Williamson just wrapping up his warm-up throws. I haven't got a number on who the catcher is. It's going to be tough.
Looks like a 12 or a 13 maybe.
I'm going to go with, it's not 12 because that's Colton Carson.
How about 18,
How about 18?
Cutler?
Caden Cutler.
That's what I'm thinking.
Caden Cutler is your new catcher.
No
Wyatt
relation
Williamson.
to Jay.
None. 5-3, 2 down. Williamson with his first offering. It's swung on, foul away. No, it's swung through. He didn't foul it.
Williamson looking for the 1-out save here.
Your hitter, Kyle Brennan. Pitch misses. 2-1 now.
Five-3 Oxford Hills leads, bottom of the 7th. 2 outs.
Swung on, fouled straight back, 2-2.
Fouled off the top of the screen there.
Oh, this is Cam Grant. I thought I had it right in my scorebook.
All right.
Damon got the hit that scored the 2 runs.
There you go.
Grant 0 for 1.
Oxford Hills softball already off to the regional final. Or in all likelihood, they'll take on Skowhegan, because that's just what happens. But if Edward Little pulls off the upset, you know, congratulations to them. Doesn't happen very often, though, Skowhegan.
Williamson to the set. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball to Bean over at second base. He'll collect it over to Kennison, and we've got us a winner. 5-3 in the baseball contest. The Oxford Hills Vikings move on to take on the winner of Bangor and Lewiston.
We will take a break. We'll come back with your post game coming up on the Game of the Week, CMCC Game of the Week for Maine's Big Z 92.7. Spectrum Healthcare Partners Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z, on MBR.org. We will be right back.
Winter People Athletics creates custom athletic apparel, including team uniforms and spirit wear. They support team sports programs by offering a variety of clothing and other merchandise which can be personalized with team logos, player numbers and names, and various other options. They can also provide innovative custom screen printing and embroidered apparel to create fun and engaging fan and booster items to sell for your team fundraising efforts. Call Steve Haynes, athletic apparel consultant, at 207-869-6019 or online at winterpeople.com.
From the front office staff to the medical technicians and the doctors, we're all playing on the same team. Discover Spectrum Healthcare Partners and the power of integrated specialty care.
Welcome back. CMCC Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z 92.7. Spectrum Healthcare Partners Game of the Week on MBR.org, home of your video stream. Oxford Hills Vikings are going to make it to the Northern A Regional Finals with a 5-3 victory over Mount Ararat. Make sure you catch Randy Whitehouse's article in the Sun Journal. I say that because he was giving us pitch counts for the game.
Yeah,
so,
all kinds of information.
All sorts of stuff. It was good. It was good to have him up in the booth here quietly. Should thrown a microphone on him, but he was busy. It's all right.
He was busy.
Plus, I didn't want him to get taken away by the tent. I'll let you go to the recap, Steve.
So final score here across the line, Mount Ararat, 3 runs on 7 hits. They made 1 error. They left 8 on. Think about that, Maddie. 7 hits, only scored 3 runs, left 8 guys on, compared to Oxford Hills. 5 runs on 4 hits. They made 2 errors in the field and left 4 men on base. And at the end of the day, it ended up just being that 1 4-run inning, bolstered by really a shared load. You had Labossiere scoring a run, Troy Johnson scoring a run, Williamson scoring a run, Pruitt scoring a run. It really was top to bottom. Guys at the top of the lineup generating hits, guys at the bottom of the lineup scoring runs. 1 through 9, this Oxford Hills club is a real gritty, nasty club, and they go into Tuesday, Maddie, knowing they got Colton Carson going on the bump. And the fact is if Lewiston wins that game will be held right here. If Bangor wins, well, we might be headed up to Mansfield. We'll let you know on Tuesday. Well, before Tuesday. We'll let you know tonight, I guess.
Yeah. No, we'll know. We'll figure it out. If not, that's going to be there's going to be some travel.
Potentially.
Regardless, okay? Regardless. This is the way I look at it. Oxford Hills has a chance to get to a state final.
A real good chance.
A real good chance at a state final, especially with a rested Colton Carson being able to start on Tuesday.
Yep.
If that is the case. That'll wrap it up here. I want to thank Tyler. I want to thank our folks back at the studio in Norway. That'll wrap it up for us here. Again, final score, Oxford Hills 5, Mount Ararat 3. We will catch you on Tuesday. Go to mbr.org or mbrradio.com to get a full broadcast schedule. We'll catch you next time here on